Now that Sahasrara's inspirational speech is out of the way, we can begin clearing Dark World dungeons. I'm going to go ahead and just make my way right over to the first one, they got Palace of Darkness, Dark Palace. I think they're interchangeable, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's in the same area that the Eastern Palace was at the beginning of the game, just in the Dark World variant. I think those stone things are supposed to look like demons, but they always look like Yoda to me. So follow the handily placed arrows telling me exactly where to go. Very kind of them. Kind of mishmash your way through the bushes here. Kill the tentacle party favors here. Oh, here's the main one. When I come out of here, I will have the monkey with me. Kiki the monkey, I love rubies. Can you give me 10? Give him 10. Good choice, I will accompany you. Now, make our way over to the entrance to the Dark Palace. And he's going to say, hey, I can open it for you, but I need 100. Just like I said before, ask him to open it. As far as I know, there's no way to open it yourself. You have to give him the rupees. So, I got plenty, so. Alright, we are in. Let's begin our Dark World Dungeon Odyssey here. Now, the weapon / specialty item you get from this dungeon is the hammer. It does not have very good range. In fact, the range is pretty terrible, but it does help in defeating armored creatures and allows you to get past posts that are blocking your path. You cannot actually access the rest of the Dark World until you clear this first dungeon, because there are hammerable posts that block your path. Once you clear this one, I'm pretty sure you can go ahead and do them in basically any order, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just clear them in numerical order that they have you do. So, like, the second one is going to be the Swamp Palace. The third is Skull Woods, basically where the Master Sword was. The fourth is the Thief's Hideout, Thief's Den, something like one of those. I have them written down somewhere, but I don't have the list in front of my face right now. That's in the middle of the equivalent of Kakariko Village. The fifth dungeon is the Ice Palace in the middle of the equivalent of Lake Hylia. The sixth dungeon is Misery Mire, which is basically where the Desert Palace was. And the seventh is Turtle Rock, which is on the equivalent of the eastern edge of Death Mountain on the far side of the map. And then once you have all 7 maidens rescued and dungeons cleared, you can enter Ganon's Tower and basically finish off the game. Ganon's Tower is where the Tower of Hera was back in the Light World. So we've seen most of Hyrule at this point, and the Dark World, we'll end up seeing most of that before the end as well. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure I bomb the correct spots so I don't fall through the floor and die. These guys basically need the arrows. There we go. Oh, didn't mean to do that. The green ones, or blue ones, whatever, die in 1 hit. The red ones require 2, and the red ones are also the only ones that shoot back at you. Yeah, you can already see the hazards are already stepping up a bit, and they're only going to get harder as the dungeons continue on. The third, the Skull Woods that I mentioned before, is actually probably one of my least favorite dungeons in this entire game, because it's a maze basically where you have to... Yeah, I don't want to... Yeah, I was just literally just going to say I don't want to attack these guys when they're doing the electrocution. So, I will continue my Skull Woods thought in a moment. These red bobbing things here are posts that require the hammer to get through. So I cannot get down there until I have the hammer. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and bomb these. I think one of them has a key behind it. This is just a fairy room. I'm full up on fairies, so I'm not going to worry about that. So yeah, it's very likely even all of the dungeons here in the Dark World do have fairy rooms hidden somewhere. Alright, there's the key I needed. I've actually forgotten about that key in the past and gotten stuck. So, not stuck like soft locked or anything, but certainly when you don't have to backtrack when doing these dungeons, it does make it quite a bit easier, because backtracking makes it very easy to lose your place and try to remember where you're supposed to be going. Now, the Skull Woods, as I was talking about, the overworld is actually part of the dungeon, more or less, because there are different entrances to parts. Basically, the dungeon is separated, and you have to leave and find different areas in the woods to enter different parts of the dungeon, and it's just a giant pain. Also, the boss is on a treadmill that moves left, right, up, down, and there's spikes on every wall. It's just a real pain in the boot. I tried to say butt and booty at the same time and came up with boot, and you know what? Screw it. I kind of like it. It's a real pain in the boot. I don't know what's wrong with me that my brain just says boot and is like, nope, yep, that's right. That's what I meant to say. Alright, definitely don't... There's the hammer, but I don't have the big key yet, so I can't get it. Just double check and make sure I don't have the big key, and no, I do not. So, I did have that split second of, wait, I don't have it, do I? I just got the compass, I have the map, so... Alright, there's some rupees. Grab those. There's a small key, not quite what I'm looking for, but I'll take it. And some arrows that I did not need at all. I will continue hoovering up these rupees because I like money. Call me Mr. Krabs. Alright, these turtles also basically require the hammer to beat, because you use the hammer to knock the, flip them over, and then squash them. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to... that worked out. I was gonna say I'm just gonna have to jump down and hope for the best, but yeah, that worked out okay. Alright. I gotta try to remember which way I'm going. Nope, I think that was the right way. This is the fun part, is just trying to mentally remember. Okay, yeah. I think that treasure chest right there on the right of the screen is the big key. And I have to jump down here in order to get it. Let's try this one first. Oh, maybe not. There's Little Key, again. Oh, here's some more of those ones from when I got the bow and arrow in the first dungeon. Remember that? Alright, and that just teleported me back. So, I think I did actually want to use that upper... the door before I jump down. So... let's try this one more time. No worries. I'm in no rush. A lot of these dungeons are actually going a lot faster than I remember them going back in the day. I don't know if I'm better or if these just weren't as hard as I remember them being. Maybe both. And there's the big key. Now I can go get the hammer. You know what that means, 90s babies. It's hammer time. Yeah, you know why I avoided those turtles? Because they can't touch this. Who is my audience? I have no idea. I think the question I have for everybody who has subscribed to me so far is, why? No, dang it. Alright. I'll just fight them. Oh my god, they don't want to die. No. Sword is still... the blue ones aren't as bad. The red ones just... oh my god, they take forever. Okay. Now... that's up, so yeah, I basically... have to... oh wait, will that work? Oh, I'm so close. I thought I was going to have to go all the way back around. That is fantastic. Ooh, almost run off the edge there. Alright, go through the door. This room is dark. I remember that. This is kind of like the room in the last dungeon. That's basically... it's like a little maze in the dark. Alright, some bombs. Which you need because you can't actually get to... boy, the beam sword makes things so much easier in this area. Jerk moved. There we go. You need bombs because you have to destroy a bombable wall in order to get to the hammer. There's the key I needed. Yeah, honestly, at this point, I don't have too much left in this dungeon, actually. Pretty much just the hammer, and then make my way through the last little section. And here's the hammer. With its amazing range of half a block in front of me, as you can see. At least it's probably a full block in front of me, but it doesn't feel like it sometimes. You gotta get like right up on top of whatever you're trying to kill in order to damage them with the hammer. That's why I always feel bad when you see speedrunners doing the Link to the Past randomizers, and the only weapon they have for the majority of the run ends up being the hammer. It's like, oh my god, I would go insane. Oh, now I get to show off how to kill the turtles properly. Dang it. I just had to let them get on top of me. The one downside is once they flip back over, they are harder to kill because they start moving faster. Which, what are you going to do? Alright, now I need to make my way back to... yeah, basically to the right here. Aw, now it won't reach? That's BS. That's alright. I don't have to go through the orange this time, so I don't have to play around and get it to work. So yeah, where the hammer thing's right there, the red post from before, where you would have knocked them down. I obviously don't have to because I'm already down here, but there are a couple different ways, or orders rather, I think, to get some of the keys in this one. That button does not stay pressed down on its own, so you have to push the statue on top of it. Alright, we got another one of these. They only walk where I walk because they're mirrored. So basically I have to walk them into getting stabbed by the arrow through the head. Aren't I nice? Alright, go ahead and shoot that guy in the eye. And yeah, we're like 3 rooms away from the boss already, you guys. This is actually going by real quick. Definitely some of the dungeons are going to be a little longer and some of them are going to be a little shorter. I seem to recall Misery Mire, the 6th dungeon, being one of the longer ones. But again, that's when I was younger and maybe I'm just misremembering it. Yeah, you can one-shot the turtles with the hammer when they're on their backs, but you have to be careful because if you miss them, they flip back over and start speeding. But it is a little faster than killing them with the sword. And here is lots of turtles in the dark. And right now I'm trying not to lose my sword beam. Alright, that went pretty well. Alright, gotta remember which block to push here. literally the last one I try. Well, I mean, it was always going to be the last one I try, I suppose. But literally the last one, I checked every single one before that is what I meant. Alright, and it's boss time. Also, I lied before. I did not look up his name, so I don't remember what it is. I'm going to call him Scorpion, because that is what he looks like. Actually, for my 1995 Power Ranger the movie fans, I'm going to go ahead and call him Scorpitron. I think that's better, even though there's nothing Tron about him. Ooh, yeah, he hurts when you get hit. That's what I'm talking about. You need the hammer to destroy his mask. I think bombs also work. And it's a lot less dangerous to have to get right up on his face. Yeah, I'm already almost dead, so thankfully I got... There we go. Now I can just... But he's also faster now, too. Oof. Yeah, I didn't move out of the way of that one. That's what I got fairies for. Alright, let's use these couple screens of invincibility and go stab his head jewel a lot. Or maybe, well, a little bit at least. Ah! Screw it. Just take the hits. Get it down. There we go. Hey, I only went through one fairy. I'll take it. At a certain point, you're just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Just run in there and Leroy Jenkins this mother. Alright, and we already have the first Dark World dungeon cleared, and we have the first of 7 bejeweled maidens rescued. Dork, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. This world used to be the Golden Land where the Triforce was hidden, but because Ganon, the boss of thieves, wished it, the world was transformed. I'm sure he's intending to conquer even our light world after building his power here. He is trying to open a larger gate between worlds near the castle using our powers, but the gate is not completely open yet. If we 7 maidens come together, we can break the barrier around Ganon's hiding place. I will tell you where the other girls are held. I believe you will destroy Ganon. I will return to my original form at that time. Do you understand? Yes. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.